So this is Sailing Anarchy TV coming to you live from the palatial compound here in the Team Ericsson in the Volvo Race Village in Boston. We're privileged to be with Magnus Olsson, skipper of Ericsson 3. Now, Magnus, you weren't skipper of Ericsson 3 when the boat started, and halfway through, now you are. Can you explain to us what happened and why you decided to jump on board?
Well, in the beginning of the campaign, I didn't think I would be on board. I was a big part to getting the crew together, and I realized that this is a very good Nordic crew, but we lack a lot of experience in the Volvo Ocean race. And I always I love this race so much, I thought perhaps I can make it to the team. So that was an idea I came with, and people, the rest of the guys thought that was a cool idea, so they welcomed me, and that was very important for me. So I came on the boat more as a coach and with the experience, and from there on I've been in the crew.
And there seems to have been quite a turnaround in the crew and the fortunes of the boat since you jumped on board, and you've done things that many other teams probably wouldn't have done, finishing a leg with a boat that had been repaired and then only spending an hour and a half in China and turning around to race the longest leg in the history of the Volvo. Would you have done that again?
No, I don't want to do that again. That took a lot of effort out of me and out of the rest of the crew, and I was only a small part of that, 1/11th, since we are 11 on the crew. But perhaps I managed a little bit to get my positive energy over to some of the boys, so we realized that it's better to fight on in a good atmosphere than hoist the flag and go home. So we did that, and we got very well rewarded, and it was fantastic.
Now, there's been a lot of criticism in this race that the boats are staying too close together and there's no advantage for sailing your own way, and yet you've done something, you've been around the world many times, and you made a pretty sharp left turn that surprised everybody. Can you explain your thinking behind that and what caused you to break from the pack when nobody else is willing to do it?
I think all the boats saw that could be a good strategy. So I don't think it was not a surprise to the other boats. The surprise was that you dared to take that decision. And I think we were in a good position to take it. No, we didn't have any expectation on our shoulder, and so we could sail aggressive. And also I give a lot of credit, of course, to our navigator. He started this discussion many days before we made a decision, so we had time in the crew to digest that idea, that it could be very rewarded to do a thing like that, but it's also a big risk in it, and it was a timing in it that we had to sail very fast so we could get straight through this low pressure in the middle of it and come out on the other side. And so we were all very aware of that. We have to push for dear lives if this otherwise this strategy wouldn't have worked. So I think it was a good combination between our navigator Axel and the way we sailed the boat, and that was a very lucky, happy deal between the strategy and the way we sailed the boat, so it came out very well. But I'm sure the other boats saw that as well, but they didn't dare to take that decision.
Mm-hmm. And do you think the race is suffering because there's not enough boats and crews willing to take the risk that you decided to take?
No, I don't think so. When you now get a position report every 3 hours, it just increases the pace you sail with, and I think that's the right way to go. It's the only pity, I think, we should be a little bit more boats in the race. If we were, you would have seen, or if you had more boats, you would have seen different ideas of strategy as well, a little bit more. So I think we lack a few boats. 15 boats in this race would have been fantastic. Next time.
Next time. But when you look at it, it seems that it's more of a tactical boat speed race instead of some of the older versions of the race where navigations and strategy take a great point.
Yeah. My old friend Roger Nilsson, you have to... He might be in that in that room. Yeah, I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's Sailing Anarchy. You can do this here.
Yeah. Roger Nielsen came in, my old friend. Okay, sorry.
So do you feel that the race has changed, and is tactical boat speed race as good for a classic ocean race these days, or would you prefer to see it go back to more navigation and strategy?
I think it's still there, but of course it's changed from the old days a little bit. But I think it has to become that way. We get so much more information now, so because of that, I think it's one of the reasons why we choose the same route, because we all get so much of good information, and most of the decision is fairly obvious. So in that respect, it becomes more of a boat speed race. But I don't think it's become too much of that. I still think